What's up, everybody? BC here. Welcome back to another episode of Supreme Being. This one's a little bit different. You guys know that on this podcast, I opened it up, right? The Supreme Being podcast that I started years ago was really my way of officially, in quotes, stepping out and creating a platform where we speak about everything, right? You know, on YouTube, I rose to fame and got a ton of followers, 100,000, 200,000, primarily under the title of like realtor, sales guy, right? Business guru and that kind of stuff, right? And when I started this podcast, it was a way for me to speak about all these other things that I'm learning, studying about, and that I'm interested in outside of that platform, right? And that's what we're going to discuss today. Notice the name of what I put on this podcast: Genuine Daily Practice of Gratitude. Okay. This is in reference to the little things. This is in reference to having a unique perspective that most people don't have. Most of us are wired to look and analyze everything looking for the problem. People forget, number one, but number two, most people don't know that the human mind is wired entirely for survival. Therefore, the judgment mechanism is looking for what's wrong. This is why when you idle, this is why when you don't take control of your mind, you don't study, you aren't fully present, you default to negative. It's in your DNA. Right? We're ancient creatures, human beings. Okay? We've accelerated with technology so much, your internal wiring and DNA still thinks you're a caveman. Therefore, it's assessing everything from that perspective. It hasn't caught up yet. When it catches up, we'll have a different conversation, but it hasn't. This is why making a cold call for some of you scares the shit out of you. Nothing's going to happen. You know nothing's going to happen, but you allow those emotions to overcome you. So by having more understanding of this, right, and more practice in this field, it improves your life. And where I'm coming at you from Genuine Daily Practice of Gratitude, again, it's not from the cliche, be positive. No, this has nothing to do with that. Gratitude is different. Gratitude is a particular feeling, right? And I want you to get to the point, this is going to be the marker for you, to where you can close your eyes, think and speak to yourself about being grateful for things, and you get such a euphoric feeling. It feels like you're floating. Because like when I do it, even now while I'm doing this podcast, like, oh man, it just feels so good. I get like this warmth in my body. It feels amazing. And your Taurus field as a human being expands. This is when you're your most effective, is when you're in this genuine state of gratitude. If you know the tone scale, you know gratitude, and that feeling is up near the top. Okay. And this makes you very effective as a human being. Why? You look at things differently, you respond to things differently, and you're operating at a different level completely. But it's one of those things that in practice, you'll understand and you'll work on and you'll achieve, not in theory. Reading this stuff is cool. You got to get out there and do it, dude. Journal every morning, journal every night before you go to sleep what you're grateful for. 5 things. And close your eyes and say, man, the little things. I woke up today. It's a beautiful day. I'm in control of my life. It's another day to be successful in real estate. It's another day to go out there and smile. It can literally be anything. Some of you may be listening, oh, that's kind of silly. Why? I said that I'm grateful for those things. Why is it silly? Even if it doesn't apply to you, Mr., Mrs., it applies to me. So why is it silly? And even if you think it's silly, that's your opinion, nothing more. I'm not going to let it affect me. And some of you won't do these types of things because of other people's opinions. Oh, that's all bullshit. No, it's not. You know why? Because I'm more fulfilled and successful than probably anybody that you know in your life personally. I guarantee you. More intelligent and many other things. I'm not going to shove it in people's faces. But it's applying all these principles I've been talking about so I can speak from a position that other people can't. What they say is their opinion from a position of not knowing. They're ignorant to facts and certain things. I'm speaking from a position of I have it all. That's the difference. So it would behoove you to at least consider what I'm saying. You don't have to listen, but at least consider it and try it out and say, well, this dude has a lot. Or you know what? He's making sense. Let me try this thing out. I don't care how corny or weird you think it is. Why? Because this shit will transform your life. God, I feel good all the time with this practice, gratitude practice. And when you feel good, isn't it easier for you to work? Isn't it easier for you to smile at somebody? Isn't it easier to take something a little bit more lightly instead of blowing it up and blowing it out of proportion? Wouldn't it be easier for you to face some of these obstacles and challenges if you're in a good mood and you're smiling and you're feeling amazing? That's what gratitude does for you, dude. It's like food for your soul. God, all the time. For the littlest things. I'll wake up on a Saturday. I'm like, man, Life is fucking good, dude. Even if circumstances in my life are challenging, some of them are. Believe me, I've been going through some tough stuff the last couple of years, guys. I have so much more on my plate now with the team and making much more money. I'm responsible for so many agents and employees now in my companies. I mean, it's a different monster now. It really is. But I'm still grateful as shit. And even when the times weren't good and when they were super tough, I had to learn to be grateful. That's when you need to learn it. When it's hard, when it's difficult, because then it's easy any other time. It's easy to be grateful when everything is going good. Can you show genuine gratitude and continue this practice even more intensely when shit is not going your way, that's out of your control? That's the true test. Because man, when you do this, people respond to you differently. People view you differently. Your energetic output as a human being is different. You can't help but change your life doing this. And I'm telling you, many of you are slaves to your emotions like I used to be. I'm not any longer. However, I've understood this mechanism and hacked into it. So now I can replicate and create whatever emotion I want. And gratitude is one of the most powerful ones you need to tap into. You need to learn it and do it immediately. Close your eyes, envision things, talk to yourself a certain way, journal, start with the simplest things, and you'll see. And maybe right now you won't get that euphoric feeling. It's okay. I didn't get it right away either. It probably took me years to create it, but now on command, I can close my eyes right now while I'm doing it. Oh man, it feels like I don't need drugs, dude. I'm sure that's the feeling they get when they take drugs. It's probably that. Like like I can't even describe it to you. It feels so good, right? Like sometimes I get goosebumps too. Like it feels so fucking good. I could be having the shittiest day, shittiest moment. I do that. I'm out of it. That's my own personal hack. You can do the same thing without having to take any substances or do anything crazy. You just show genuine gratitude. That's the thing, though. It has to be genuine. I'm genuinely grateful when I do it. I'm not just going through the motions. I'm not just, oh, I'm happy for this and just saying shit. Like when people half-heartedly do things. No, I'm in it and I mean it. I say it like I mean it and I do it like I mean it. I do everything that way. So it's easy for it to translate into this. So every act that I do throughout the day is from the position of gratitude. Everything I do is a daily practice, a lot of things to build up to where I'm at. Learn this thing, man. Study the word. Have an understanding for it. Start to demonstrate it more. Show people your gratitude as well. Don't just say it, show it. And you'll see that your life will start to change and people will respond to you differently. And energetically, everything is going to start responding to you differently. Animals, you'll get random opportunities. People in public may start randomly talking to you and normally that doesn't happen to you. You're going to see things shift. Prospects, right? For those of you who are in sales and business, will start responding to you differently. They'll give you a better attitude. They won't be as angry towards you. Their emotions will be a little bit more stable around it. It's interesting what happens when you start practicing this thing, guys. But again, you got to do it. You got to practice it and you'll start to see the world and everything, your perspective, your mood, everything will start to shift. So get to it. You have some work to do. All right. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.